other people's most vulnerable part. Normally people don't want to share. To theater, to everybody, for you to feel better, and that's private. That's something uncomfortable, right? And so that's the reason we work one day and paying the amount by people's paid by like 2 months. So we only have to work one day per month, using the rest of the month to regenerate from the impact we got that day. Imagine like we're doing an interview right now, right?
Yes.
And I've been through a very hard time, honestly, in there. Because it's an interview, you're taking the fresh moment live here. It's fine. But if it's a film on TV, we change another angle, and I'm saying this again. And another full shot or another shot to you, using my shoulder, doing that again. 8 to 10 times of this.
To get it just camera worthy
And
for the TV audience.
You're interviewing raped and raped and raped.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, you just
Exhausted.
and numb, sort of numb, right? That's why like a lot of people join this business because they love it from theater. But once they realize theater cannot raise their child, like me, they join this business. Early on, they find it easy money. Come on, you just have to.
It's a great cup of coffee.
And half a year later, you got several grand of the buyout. You feel like, well, another year later, you gotta renew the buyout. Like, wow, that's easy. Come on, wait for it. Wait for another audition coming in. Half year later, they found you. Like, the phone never ring for another half year. Like, what the fuck? Right? Waiting and expectation and competition, and that's from the beginners, from the surviving series. And later on, you got some fame, you got some fans, you got some box office, and the competition going to the next level. You have to observe what people say about you on the internet. You have to observe what they say on the media, and that kind of competition. And you don't have your personal life anymore.
Right.
Oh, come on. I'm doing this because I never think about doing anything else. But some of them, especially Vancouver kids, because Vancouver is a huge resource for, more and more people join here, join the business, because Vancouver is easier life than other places in Canada, right? They got they may got the resource from the family or some other,
Means.
so they can actually think this business is fun. Like, I have to say, like, for some of them, they have the what do you call that, material to be a celebrity. Because I do acting coach as well.
Okay.
They have to. You can tell there's a celebrity to be. Many of them, including my own kid. But I told her, like, repeatedly, since she was very young, you have to be really good. In every job, every opportunity, in every training, you just have to be very good, and that requires you a lot of energy, a lot of personal life, a lot of chills. Okay, you cannot chill. If you're not doing this, you cannot chill. And I got used to it. Even though it saved me tons of traumas, I don't know when to explode and beat me down like this. But I got used to the competition. I got used to like allow other people taking over your job, taking over your rules. And when you taking over the rules, when you book the part that like other people think they can get it, and you just got the you just got the part, and they jealously come to you and congratulations. Imagine, I always told them, imagine people of my category who looks like me congratulating you with a fake smile. I'm like, do I have to respond? Do I have to reply? Do I have to thank you? I
Keep
love
acting.
your shoes.
Just keep acting. Amazing.
I was regretting, why I'm doing this? I have to go back to my theater. I don't have to go through this in my theater. Like in theater, if they love you, they're gonna follow you for decades. They're gonna follow you to decades and bring their kids to you, right? And you're like, it's like a cult, right? You got your own believers, and they're gonna later on, if you're doing really good, you have your own class.
Your followers,
just
your
like
disciples.
No, just like kabukis.
Okay.
You have your own style.
Sure.
And then named by your family name. The school of, like, for me, the school of Zhang,
Okay.
the school of Qiu, the school, and your children follow that,
Right.
and your disciples follow that.
Right.
And when they become popular, the best thing they can do, the youngsters they can do, the best performance, the best younger performer, the best they can do is like they have to exactly like you.
Right.
That's how the traditional theater goes.
Right.
And so this is different.
Right.
Even like everybody have to, like, just like what you said, like the minority have to show themselves honestly, like where they come from, and who they are, what they believe, and there's no judgment. Like even though I'm so embarrassing about this traditions, costume, and superstition that I got, just honestly represent people. And who knows, you're gonna inspire people.
Exactly true.
Right?
We've been talking with Jay Zhang. His formative early years in China and the experiences he learned as a child actor, participating in productions and living in that part of the world, experiencing that culture with many, many stories. And then we moved to the second part of this interview where we talked about Jay coming to Canada about 20 years ago, his time doing voiceovers and commercials and TV and movies and all kinds of other experiences that ultimately were good but also contributed to him experiencing a bit of a mental breakdown, which he openly talks about as a way of being an encouragement to others. Maybe you watching, going through something right now. He's finding that acupuncture is a big help to his re-energizing, his recharging, and his getting ready for the last part of what we want to talk about, which is the days ahead. The future for Jay Zhang. He's teaching Mandarin, he's coaching acting, he's going to take on additional parts. Maybe his best movie part is just ahead.
Oh my God, thank you.
Right? We're hoping for the very best for Jay, especially in these days, his wife and his child. But Jay, how about telling us a little bit about what you see for Jay Zhang going forward?
I don't want to represent anyone, but I know there are so many people like me. So many people, well, from different domains. So many Chinese who come here and didn't think of going back there. So many Asians who still finding their way to adopt here. I never been through, the Asian hate, situation.
Racism.
Maybe because of the size of it. Yeah, probably. And they just walk away. But I know there's so many of them insecure because of this. And there's still so many of us in the actors, career. Doesn't matter what kind of skin color you got.
Sure.
Struggling to survive, especially the recent 2 years. But if people like me can survive it, you can. You can. If you really cannot, just find another perspective. Believe me, like people like you, like me, like our forefathers, they did it. They made it. It's somehow gonna be easier for us, right? And the mental breakdown actually make me question myself, like what I really want,
Right.
like what I really want to come out with at the end
What
of the day.
changes? What adjustments did
Yeah.
you think about needing to make to not only survive but to flourish,
Yeah.
to live a good rest of your life?
And the perspective that they put on me, which I never care. I declare I never care, but did I?
Hey,
And-
Jay.
So sorry I'm late.
No problem. How's your wife?
Oh, she's fine. She's fine.
Good to meet you in
Hey.
person.
Finally. Well, that's unexpected, huh?
So the weather?
Well, yeah, it's Vancouver, all right. Feels like London. Smells like London as well.